How are we doing?
Good.
What's the button? Give me a hint where the button is. Got it.
Very cool.
Yeah, got it. Have you guys seen It Chapter 2 yet?
No.
Yeah, I want to see it so badly. I saw the first movie and I loved it. I thought it was so good. Do you know what it is? Like the clown, the sewer, the kids? Yes? Loved it. I thought it was so good. I'm very excited to see It Chapter 2, especially because in the first movie, the main cast is all like kids. And in the sequel, they're all adults, which I'm hype about that. I think that's a cool idea. I'm excited to see it. I do have an issue with how they chose to cast the adult versions of the children, because in the first movie, there's this little boy. He has glasses on, and he's an adult in the second movie. We know it's the same kid because he has glasses as an adult. I'm cool, makes sense, got it. In the first movie, there's a little boy that's fat, and you know what they did to him in the sequel? He's skinny now. I'm mad about it. Where did my representation go? I saw that first movie, I identified with that character, I was like, I feel you. And they hired a skinny actor. And it doesn't stop there either. First movie, there's a little boy, broken arm. Sequel, arm's totally fine. Hello, are we just ignoring potholes now? That's fine. I mean, like, at least I liked that movie. Like, that movie was good, like, just that one issue. You know what movie I hate though? I hate The Wizard of Oz. I hate it. I don't care if you like it. I think it's long, I think it's boring, and there's no moral to the story, and I'm standing by it. There's no moral. You cannot tell me there's a message. Some people like to argue that the moral of the story is there's no place like home, because Dorothy likes to shove that down your throat. But that doesn't make any sense, because Dorothy never took home for granted and then left and was like, oh man, I need to go back to Kansas. She never said that. As a matter of fact, Dorothy tried very, very hard to stay in Kansas. And the only reason she didn't stay in Kansas is because her snake farm friends locked her and the dog out of the cellar. They were really in the basement and they were like, 1, 2, 3, that's everybody. And so they're both just out there to die in the tornado. And Dorothy is banging on the cellar door for her life. And they're just like, y'all hear something? Y'all hear something? And like, don't tell me they didn't hear her. What? Didn't hear her over what? The pipes dripping? Like, I don't get it. It makes me mad. And like, let's just for fun, let's imagine Dorothy's farm friends, they are not bad people. Dorothy's farm friends aren't responsible for her getting knocked the hell out during a tornado and having a life-altering fever dream. Okay. Then maybe you might argue, oh, the moral of the story is about loving your friends, because, you know, she has the 3 friends on the farm, and their names are Hunk, Hickory, and Zeke. Those are not made-up names. And then she goes to Oz, and she makes the 3 friends, and I think their names are like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And those are made up. And I think, like, the 2, like, trios are supposed to, like, represent each other, like it's 2 parallel universes. Because, like, the Scarecrow, he's stupid, and the Lion is a coward, and the Tin Man is heartless. And then, like, she has the 3 friends on the farm, and, like, the first one, he's stupid, and then, like, the second one and the third one are also stupid, because they're farmers in Kansas, and it's 1910. And everybody's stupid. I don't like Ender's Game. I don't like it. Do you guys know what Ender's Game is? It's very forgettable. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very forgettable. I can't speak on behalf of the book. I never read it, but I can speak on behalf of my middle school boyfriend who did read it, and he wanted to go see the movie when it came out when we were in 8th grade. That was a good year, 8th grade. So we go to the movie. I could not tell you anything that happens in Ender's Game. I really could not. I can tell you Ender's Game takes the same amount of time as it does for my middle school boyfriend to digest mall food court Chinese food. He spent the first 45 minutes in the men's bathroom, and then he spent the last 20 minutes in the women's bathroom. Because when he went to the bathroom a second time, he was just in such a rush. He went into the wrong one, and it took about 10 minutes for clear out so he could leave without anybody seeing him. But keep in mind, so he's in men's room, first 45, women's room, last 20. So there's an hour in the middle where we're both in the theater, except we're not together because we went opening weekend, so theater's packed. And when we walk in, there's only 2 seats left next to each other. There's one seat, it's regular, normal seat. Seat next to it is a handicap seat. So we take those seats, and we're watching the previews, and a few minutes in, an elderly woman comes up to us and she says, "Hey, I'm disabled, I need this seat, but there's an open seat over there." So my boyfriend, he does the right thing, he goes to the other seat. So I'm like a little upset, because I'm like, man, I'm in 8th grade, I'm trying to hold my man's hand, and this game is gonna be romantic. I was excited. But now I'm on this date with this elderly disabled woman. And so I'm like a little annoyed, but like I get it. So the movie starts, and during the entire movie, she's making comments of what's happening on the screen to me. And I'm like, like this is not happening, like code red, like we're done. So I turn to her and I'm like, listen lady, first of all, you need to shut the hell up. It's rude to the people around you. Second of all, I have a boyfriend, so you need to back off. I saw what you did with the separate seats thing. If you don't think every teacher at school hasn't already pulled that, you got another thing. Okay. Me and that boyfriend broke up later that year. We are no longer together. He is now dating a man, and I'm very happy for him. We're still in touch. So I guess we started with Ender's Game, and now we're at In the End He's Gay. I'm not really mad at him though. He did see me go on a date with another woman in front of him, so I get it. And I know I seem like kind of like a movie hater right now. I seem kind of negative, and I want to apologize, but I'm not going to. I'm pretty sure these opinions are right. But you need to understand, I have had a traumatic experience in a movie theater before, and like ever since then, it just hasn't been the same. You see, this is hard to talk about. When I was 16 years old, I went to see Jurassic World with a group of friends. And I was excited. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. I was ready to see Jurassic World. I was ready to get my dinosaur on. I was hyped. I was like, let's go. And so we go to the movie theaters and we do everything right. Like we buy our tickets online. We show up early. We sit in our right seats. Like we deserve a good movie experience. And because I'm like the 5th wheel, I sit on the end of the friend group. You've been there. Cool. And I'm sitting in the aisle seat. We're a few minutes in. Previews are started. I'm comfy. I'm excited. Usher comes into the movie theater, comes up to me specifically, and says these words exactly. He goes, "Listen, Jen, people have complained. I know it's you. Just knock it off. If I get another complaint, you're out of here." And he leaves. Okay, so a few things with that. Number 1, my name's not Jen, it's Hayley. Number 2, he says, "I know it's you." Well, you certainly don't, because it's not. Number 3, what did Jen do exactly? Because I'm also in this theater, and I didn't, did y'all see something? I didn't see anything. And lastly, why was he being so casual with me if I'm in trouble? Him and Jen are on a first name basis. They know each other, they have history. Jen comes to the theaters a lot, and she messes with this one Usher. I just imagine, her relationship with Jen is just Jen, if you don't knock it off right now, you're on strike 2, don't make it strike 3, Jen, I swear to God. He's just like a stepdad struggling for authority over the kid, and it's not gonna happen. Jen's not gonna listen to you. You'll never be her father. But it's a few minutes into the movie. I'm loving Jurassic World. They got the cool ball thing that they roll around in. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. There's dinosaurs. I'm having a good time. Usher comes back in. Comes up to me. He goes, "Someone else complained. You're coming with me." So I'm thinking, all right, I'll walk out to the lobby. Lights will be on. He'll see my face. He'll see I'm not Jen. I'm good to go back in. So we leave the theater, and there are 2 mall cops waiting for me. Yes. And I'm like, you got the wrong girl. This is not Jen answering the phone right now. And the cops, they're walking me to mall jail, which is essentially just an office with a heavy-duty lock, but mall jail nonetheless. And I'm telling them, I'm not Jen. And the cops are like, "Yeah, we've heard that story before." What is happening? And everyone's staring at me, and this is my local mall, so I always run into people I know, and I'm like, that's my English teacher, and they're seeing me in mall jail right now. But I go to mall jail, and they're questioning me, and I'm like, okay, we can hold the phone for a minute. And I show them my ID. I'm like, look, this is a picture of me that does not say Jen. I am not Jen. And so they take my ID, and they go in another room, I guess to figure out who's gonna be good cop and who's gonna be bad cop. I'm like, this is so stupid. What is happening? I just want to watch Jurassic World. I don't understand. And they come back in, and they go, "Miss, do you have a second form of identification?" sorry, are you telling me Jen would go out of her way to get a fake ID so she could get away with her minor mall crime? Like, they were like, Jen would get a fake one, but she wouldn't get two. But I pull out my school ID, they see it matches, I'm good to go. And they're very sorry and apologetic. They're like, we're sorry, we thought you were somebody else, like, we'll refund you for the ticket. Like, again, apologies about this. And I'm like, don't be sorry to me, like, you need to go, Jen is still in there, like, she didn't freaking happen. All right, thank you guys so much, you've been wonderful.